What up, y'all? It's Michelangelo, Mike Nice, Hollywood Black, Picture Perfect Poet. I'm on the scene in BeatBox Studio for the Artist Showcase. What up? Unofficially, I was like 9 or 10 listening to stuff on the radio, writing down my little raps. But I would say around late 8th grade, I decided to take this MC thing serious. So I started out as a battle rapper. You know, in those days, the only way you got respected as an MC around your way was to hold your own ciphers and jump in battles. So I was all about just ripping the mic, hitting them with those punchlines, and taking whack MC's heads off. I've grown as an artist since then, but you know, I never forgot the essence of what it was about. So that was how I got my start. I would describe it as illustrative wordplay. So just hitting them with the punchlines, metaphors, similes, homonyms, synonyms, antonyms, acronyms, but doing it in a very detailed, descriptive manner. So if you were to put on your headphones and just listen to the music and what's being spoken, you can get a clear picture and clearly visualize what's being spoken. Nothing too abstract, just something that I feel is emotionally real and believable. Well, the moniker Michelangelo is obviously a play on the famous Italian artist Michelangelo and the work that he created. But on a more general level, it's paying homage to the creative works that came out of that period, the Italian Renaissance era. The art and music that was produced during that time period induced a higher level of cultural, philosophical, and scientific thinking. Historians look at that period as the time where art and science first came together, such as Leonardo's A Virtue in Man, how biologists looked at that as something that they could study for research. So in essence, I try to use that moniker as a way to say that creative works are something that can inspire certain levels of thinking, you know, change the way a certain philosopher or a certain historian or a certain scientist may look at some things. Music or art in general doesn't have to be for just trivial entertainment. It can be something that once the music off, you can still learn from it, remember a jewel from it, and have that maybe change your train of thought or just influence your train of thinking. I don't call it a mixtape per se. There's no DJ scratching on it, and it's not on a tape. They're all original tracks. More to the point, the work that the producers, the engineers, graphic artists, and collaborators put into the project was very professional. So for me to call it a mixtape, I think would kind of undermine their work. So I call it a collection because it's a collection of original tracks. The music is reflective of where I spent my formative years, which was Providence, Rhode Island, and Boston, Massachusetts. Those cities are very cold cities in more ways than one. So the music has a very somber, cold, melancholy kind of theme to it. So I think that the music kind of encompasses not only the weather here, but also the people that inhabited these places. And I titled it The Rough Sketch because it's only a small portion of what I do. It's not the whole picture of who I am as an artist. But I think that listening to this particular collection, you get an idea about who I am as an artist and the kind of message I'm trying to get across. The single is called Mean What I Say. It has ambidextrous meanings. So the first part is about integrity of character, meaning to stand by what you say and to not be intimidated by speaking your point of view. In this day and age, people say a lot of things they don't expect to be televised or publicized. So when it's time for them to basically own up to what they said, they kind of back down. But I find that the most highly influential people of our society, present and non-present, have people that have stood by what they said. They didn't back down no matter what the repercussions were. And those are people that we end up holding up to high regard in society. So I wanted to pay respect to that particular character trait, because that's something I think we all need as human beings. The second part is about art. As an MC, I consider myself an artist, as all musicians should. And words are pictures. So when someone's speaking or rapping or whatever, you are visualizing what they're saying in your head. So as an artist, you want to make sure you make something that's beautiful, that's illustrative, and something that can be interpreted very easily. So I wanted to pay respect to the artists that's influenced me and influenced society as a whole. This installment of the series will consist of a different theme than the last one. In fact, each installment will consist of a very different theme. But there's a big picture at play here, so each installment put together will consist of one big picture. So once everything is done and the master plan has finally been executed, I'll basically take a look to see if everyone got it, if I need to make up a new plan to keep going, or just call it a day. But in the meantime, I'm gonna just keep working on this 16 chapter project of mine. So just stay tuned and you'll get the bigger picture.